Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So before I jump into the video today, you may have noticed a couple things are different with my channel. So first off, I have renamed the channel Tech I Like Today. Not much is going to change in the actual videos that you see from me. However, I think the name of the channel Tech I Like Today just kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit easier, and I think it has a little more brand recognition capability for the future instead of just naming my channel after myself. So from now on, you'll hear me just introduce you to each video with Welcome to Tech I Like Today. And this first video is very fitting because I am talking about probably my favorite piece of tech in probably the last month, and that is 120 hertz displays. And I have the Samsung Galaxy S20 in my hand, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So I'll be giving you my opinions on the 120 hertz display on the Samsung Galaxy S20. Let's go ahead and jump in. So like I said, this is the perfect video to start the rebranding of my channel off with because I more than like this technology in the Samsung phone. I am in love with this technology in the Samsung Galaxy S20. 120 hertz displays have honestly made it so hard for me to go back to my iPhone. I've tried, and every time I do, the usability of the OS on my iPhone just feels so choppy. Nothing can compare to 120 hertz displays. It's pretty hard to put it into words, and it's even harder to put it into video. Because this video is being filmed at 60 frames per second, you are not going to be able to see any difference if I showed you a 60 hertz screen versus a 120 hertz screen, since the sensor on my camera can only update 60 times a second. My eyeball is the only thing in this room that can see the difference between those two refresh rates. You're just gonna have to take my word for it though, that 120 hertz displays create an incredibly smooth experience on the smartphone. So when I say the usability of the OS on the S20 feels a lot smoother, it literally feels smoother, because when you're scrolling through menus and social media and anything, a texting thread even, it just feels like butter scrolling across your screen. When your thumb is scrolling on the screen, it just feels like the items are more stuck to your finger than they are with 60 hertz. So we're here inside the display settings, and honestly, I think this is what it's gonna look like when Apple implements the 120 hertz display on the iPhone, because everyone knows it's coming. We just need to know how they're going to implement it. In my opinion, this is actually how they're going to do it. So it's going to be inside display settings. You can see you can change the brightness in here. You can change from light to dark mode, just like on iPhone, except there is one extra setting here called motion smoothness. Like I said, it is much more realistic, as it says here. You get more realistic animations and smoother scrolling. That description could not be closer to what I experience in real life. The animations are extremely more realistic, and the scrolling makes almost such a big difference that I find it hard to go back to my iPhone. So this is very accurate. The description for 60 hertz just says get longer battery life. I think there could be an option between 120 and 60 hertz for 90 hertz, because I have been using 90 hertz on another phone, the OnePlus 7T Pro, and the 90 hertz display feels almost as smooth as the 120 hertz. So I think that could be a good mix for this phone. If you want to have a decent mix of battery life and smooth screen, have the option for 90 hertz, because I can't even tell the difference between 120 and 90. So with the screen on this phone updating at literally twice its usual amount, you would think that there would be a pretty decent hit to battery life. And I think there has been probably a 10 to 15% hit. For one day, I tried using this on 60 hertz mode, and the battery life was, I'd say, a little bit better. But honestly, I'm very surprised with the decent battery life I'm getting, especially with the smaller Galaxy S20. This is the smaller size phone with only a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and I'm getting all-day battery life. Definitely not two-day battery life, but it does get me through my day. I'd say by the end of the day, I'm either between 40 and 20%. So I'm definitely close to dying around 10 or 11 p.m., but not anywhere close to being as bad as like the Google Pixel phones. Those phones have awful battery life. So the battery life at 120 hertz for me has been quite surprising. So there is one complaint I do have with the high refresh rate 120 hertz displays, and that is they are not supported at the extreme resolutions that these displays can actually support. So right now I'm running 120 hertz, but the screen on the S20 here is being limited to 2400 by 1080. So I'm running full HD plus. If I try to switch it into quad HD mode, it'll limit my refresh rate down, as you can see there, to 60 hertz. I don't want to do that. I want to keep this phone running at 120 hertz, so I will keep it running at full HD. I really can't tell the difference between full HD and quad HD on the smaller S20. I think if I had the Galaxy S20 Plus or the S20 Ultra, I might be able to see a difference. I did a calculation of the PPI, which is pixels per inch, and when you have the 1080p mode running on the Galaxy S20, the normal 6.2 inch display, you're getting around 420 pixels per inch, which is still more than the iPhone 11. But when you're running on the Galaxy S20 Ultra or the S20 Plus, your pixel per inch drops down below 400. I think on the Galaxy S20 Ultra, it was somewhere around 350, which is still technically a Retina display in terms of how Apple sees it, but I can see a huge difference between the sharpness on this smaller S20 and I tried out the S20 Ultra, set it to 1080p, and I could definitely tell that the screen was a lot fuzzier. So if you are going to be picking up a phone that supports 120 Hz, right now the only mainstream one is the Samsung Galaxy S20. I would recommend going for one of the smaller screen options because chances are you're going to be limited in terms of resolution, and the pixel per inch density is going to be a lot tighter on the smaller screens. Like I said, on the 6.2 inch Galaxy S20 running at 1080p, I'm still well over 410 pixels per inch. So to my eye, the screen looks very sharp. I'm also having a small issue with my Twitter app on this phone, so I figured I may as well mention this at the end of the video because it's a small issue that I'm having, but I can't use the stock Twitter app for Android with the 120 Hz display. For some reason, when I'm scrolling, there is a very weird glitch where the screen almost feels like it's stuck. For example, when I'm scrolling through Instagram, Instagram feels extremely smooth, but the stock Twitter app, for some reason, just doesn't feel smooth at all. So I have to use a third-party Twitter app, and it works just fine. So I hope that Twitter can update their app for Android to support 120 Hz displays. Maybe they do support it. There's just a weird glitch going on my phone. I figured I may as well tell you that at the end. So anyway, that does it for me in this, I'd say, first video of the new generation of my channel. So please drop a like down below and tell me in the comments what you thought. My name is Michael with Tech I Like Today, and I'll see you in the next video.